Mission number 3. Return Pac Jr.'s favorite possession. Before Pac-Man's chair can get warm, another problem arises. The ghost monsters have stolen Pac Jr.'s guitar and flew off into the city with it. Pac-Man tells Jr. that he'll get it back for him, so here we go again. Pepper has another ticket handy. This time a train ticket into the city, although the map refers to it as a metropolis. And let's talk about these stations for a second. You need tickets to ride them. If you don't have them, you get stopped and fussed at by Rick the ropeway conductor or Nick the train conductor.
Rick and Nick? I guess they're brothers?
Now we're headed for the city. A change of scenery, and a new tune plays. Everything seems alright, but
Pac-Man can easily get himself in trouble in the city.
And it starts pretty early too, with this guy painting a billboard. Pac-Man, not watching where he's going, crashes into it. He then gets angry and kicks the painter's scaffolding. Watch.
Look at the painter's face.
And if Pac-Man's in a bad mood, watch what he does when he sees Pablo. Wow, he really thinks that's funny. Not far away is a burger joint. You can shoot the top bun off of the prop burger and the head off of the statue.
That's not very convincible, Pac-Man.
But I guess it fools Ron, the restaurant owner. And try to time this spot correctly, otherwise Pac-Man will get splashed by a passing car or George the crazy car driver. And that is a loss. Pac-Man really likes this park bench. Don't get him too happy though, because he'll do this. And if he's in a bad mood, he kicks and destroys the bench. Then runs from the scene of the crime. Then there's Howard the balloon guy. If Pac-Man's in a good mood, he pays for a balloon.
If he's in a bad enough mood, he'll do this. Proud of yourself there, Pac-Man?
So, yeah, plenty of things can go wrong for Pac-Man in the city. Although, he can take a hot dog from a painting, which is weird. Back to Howard the balloon guy. If you shoot his balloons, he gets angry and decides to fill Pac-Man full of helium.
That's a bit violent, don't you think?
Pac-Man, now full of helium, floats to the rooftops and thank goodness some birds were flying by because they deflate him. You then have to shoot this hook right here to make him jump for it. He can't quite reach it, so while he's hopping, shoot him again to help him reach. You then have to shoot him down, otherwise he'll hold on too long and slam into this sign. Shoot him down onto this rooftop right here and start investigating these trash cans. You need to anger him by either shooting him or making him check the trash cans a few times. When angry enough, he will kick one of the trash cans, and that's what you want. The two outer cans have a power pellet, but the middle can has the final game cartridge.
Alright, let's take 2 detours and check out the arcades we just unlocked.
Fortunately, there's another arcade business right here in the city. Let's start things off with the bonus arcade on the Super Nintendo. Well, although I pointed out how Miss Pac-Man took the spotlight for a while, it's still a good game, and it's the game we've unlocked. The game is definitely similar, but it does feature some differences. For example, the mazes now have a 3D textured look to them. Now normally, another Miss Pac-Man difference is the absence of Clyde, but the addition of Sue. However, on this version, we still have Clyde. I'm guessing they ran into some kind of rights issue. Fruits are now more detailed, and I think Miss Pac-Man has better movie scenes. Just watch. The game is still good, of course, and again, could easily get immersed and play for a while. A quick mention though, her bow is a little off.
And now, onto the Sega Genesis version.
We're back at the small town arcade for some variety. Well, on the Sega Genesis version, the arcade you unlock is Pac Jr.
And I've got to say, I really appreciate that they took the time and the money to make that difference, because they could have easily put the same unlockable game on both ports.
Once again, this is pretty similar to Pac-Man, but there are differences. 1. You no longer pick up fruits, but sports items. 2. There are spots in the maze where the space is opened up and not a form-fitting hallway. And honestly, the mazes are harder than in Pac-Man.
Makes me think about how Donkey Kong Jr. is more difficult than Donkey Kong.
Pac Jr. is also sporting a baseball cap on his head. Gotta mention this part right here. I know you can see the last pellet at the top of the screen, but for some reason, this did not show up on my TV. So I eventually made a guess and tried the top of the maze, and sure enough, that beat the level. Strangely enough, I played the best on this arcade. Better than any of the other ones, and I got a pretty good score. Look at the dance he does when he plays that good. Well, back to the city. This fire hydrant is always broken. Pac-Man rarely ignores it. If he's angry enough, he'll do this. Which causes the sewer to blow its lid. For some reason, when he's in a cowardly mood, I have an easier time getting him to go down into the sewer. There's not really a whole lot of things going on down here. A mouse that you can't interact with, a second manhole opening where someone throws a pop can down the hole. You have to time it correctly to shoot it and protect Pac-Man from getting hit. And a third manhole exit that we aren't quite ready for yet. But there is a cave that you can have Pac-Man check out.
It's best that you have him in a confident or super angry mood because there's a couple of criminals in this cave. Ted and Jed, the crooks, to be exact.
They beat Pac-Man up and then run off. Again, with the right mood, he'll shake it off, chase after them, and get his belongings back. In this case, a power pellet. While running away, Ted and Jed reveal a secret door. Shoot it and get Pac-Man's attention to follow after them. The door leads to a secret cave and minecart track. If you mess around and shoot the minecart wheels and make it roll away, Pac-Man gets irritated and leaves. But you can make him re-enter the cave. Though you will have to improve his mood to get him in the minecart.
And wow. All I can say is this secret minecart level is much harder than the first one.
Seriously, just watch for a minute. So here's just a little bit of strategy to get you through. 1. These ghost monsters with the crushers. On the first ghost, hit the faster button as soon as his crusher is at the top. Then, just calmly ride to dodge the second one. On the third ghost, hit the faster button right as he's starting to lift his crusher. Once again, don't touch that fast button and you'll pass the next ghost. 2. This rock. Sometimes you can pass it, but your timing has to be very precise. Keep in mind, when you mess up, it takes a while to get back here. And there were times where I messed up 3 to 4 times in a row.
But there's an easier way.
When Pac-Man is about 10 feet away from the rock, Hit the faster button, then quickly shoot him, and he'll clear the rock a lot more consistently. And 3. This series of ledges. On my first try, I passed this, and didn't know that you could do it wrong. Oh boy, you can though. For this one, you want to shoot Pac-Man at the right time to make him land on the very edge of the first platform. Then, the bouncing pattern will be just right, and he'll make it over the rock.
Although, when I finally did it right, I was so shocked that I fumbled the controller, causing Pac-Man to get crushed.
Back to the beginning of the stage. So yeah, pretty challenging level. Wow. You saw that, right? Inky took the shot so Clyde could crush Pac-Man. Now that's dedication. So after all of that, your reward is popping up in Pac-Man's front yard bushes.
That's lame.
So, does that mean that Ted and Jed have a tunnel to Pac-Man's house? Well, enough of that. Let's get that guitar. Okay, back in the city. You might notice this fancy department store with revolving door. Don't shoot it too many times though. When inside, you can shoot the different instruments, or just let Pac-Man play the piano. And here's the Genesis version. Bet you didn't know that Pac-Man was musically gifted. He even plays the horn.
You probably noticed the guitar hanging from the ceiling. Back when I rented this, I thought I solved the problem. I even tried shooting the guitar to get Pac-Man's attention.
Pac-Man even considers it for a second, but then tells you, nah, let's find Junior's guitar. So let's find it. You come to this factory. Well, first you come to this pop machine. Pac-Man tries putting money in it. Then he tries knocking on it. And even screaming at it. But it doesn't give him a can of pop. Sometimes he gets angry and kicks it, and sometimes that works. And the machine throws a little party for Pac-Man, including confetti and tin cans of pop. Make that 13 cans, and funkier animation for the SNES. Yay, sugar! Meh, I've had better. Other times, that temper tantrum doesn't work, and the machine instead fires a can of pop high in the air, which comes crashing down on Pac-Man's head.
Must have hurt pretty bad. Look how high he jumps.
But you don't have to go this direction and deal with the pop machine. You can actually take a left as soon as you get in the city and get to the factory faster. When you get there, you'll notice this guard. He definitely isn't normal. Why is he blue?
This didn't even fool 6-year-old me.
Back then, I started shooting him in the face out of suspicion, and check it out. So we can tell this guard is the ghost monsters in disguise, but now we need to know how to get them out. Shooting him in the face over and over doesn't work, but it's kind of fun. Instead, get Pac-Man to look at the barred gate in front of the factory, and that makes the guard get in front of him. Pac-Man gets annoyed at this and walks aside. The guard follows. After a couple of times, Pac-Man is ready to fight, and the guard starts laughing. He then comes after Pac-Man, which scares him pretty good. Then, he grabs him.
On the Super Nintendo version, it sounds like Pac-Man saying, "Help me," over and over.
Shoot the guard in the face again to make him drop Pac-Man. And, to no surprise at all, it's the ghost monsters. It seems to really disturb Pac-Man this time. Now, your power pellet timing has to be right. Otherwise, they eventually laugh and fly off with the guitar. Chomp the ghost monsters and get Junior's guitar back. As you have done before, completing the previous missions, take Pac-Man home. Pac Jr. is excited to get his guitar back as he says, "Let's rock!"
Well, would you look at that? It looks like Ricky isn't the only one who loves Lucy.
Also, the music doesn't really sound like a guitar on either version. Of course, we have another ghost monster punishment. Pac-Man is relaxing in his chair. We know that's not going to last. This time, the TV itself interrupts Pac-Man's rest with a special news bulletin. The ghost monsters are terrorizing the city by stealing children's ABC gum. Their already been chewed gum.
Yeah, that's really the problem this time.
Golly! Look how hard Clyde is fighting with that kid over his gum. During the report, the Ghost Witch takes over the broadcast and threatens Pac-Man. So he decides to go deal with her. Well, as the report suggested, the problem is taking place in the city. So let's go there. If you explored the place thoroughly last mission, then there isn't much else to see. Just go to the right and avoid the usual hazards. And this time you'll notice a painter's platform. Pac-Man sees it and decides on his own it's a good idea to climb in it. Well, it begins to lift after he gives a thumbs up. Now he's on a rooftop that couldn't be reached before, and right away comes the ghost monsters. If you have some power pellets, you know what to do. After chomping the ghost monsters, you now have the last security card. Get him off of the buildings and head back to the sewers. If you remember, I said earlier that you weren't ready for that last manhole ladder. Well, now you are. Turns out, this ladder leads to the Ghost Witch's secret warehouse.
Plenty of hazards for Pac-Man in the warehouse.
He begins riding a conveyor belt. He realizes he's come to the end of it, and there's like a 5-foot drop, and he gets scared. All you need to do is shoot the hook and make him jump for it. If you don't do that, he'll fall on his head and get in this goofy mood where he's banging his head with a hammer and pulling his tongue. And in this mode, he won't listen to you at all. In fact, one time my daughter was playing this game. She got this far and this happened. Unfortunately, I didn't know back then what I'm about to tell you to fix this problem, and we had to reset the game. Well, you don't have to do that. All you need to do to fix this is allow the claw machine to catch Pac-Man. and then shoot it right above the claw. It'll drop him, and he'll be in that knocked out mode that you can wake him up from. And when he's awake, the mood is over. Where were we? Oh yeah. After the conveyor belt, there's these frying pans hanging on the wall. Shoot the first one to get Pac-Man's attention. If he's in a confident enough mood, he'll get annoyed after reading the ghost monster's names and smack the frying pans off the wall. If he's not confident, he gets scared at the thought of them. If he's too angry, he throws the pan away. When they are off the wall, 3 numbers are revealed. You now have an important code. But another hazard is straight ahead. You really don't want him to get caught in this machine. So, once again, shoot this hook to get his attention and avoid it. If you don't, this happens. The machine turns him into a ghost monster, and he gets carried away. Now we're in the bio lab. There's a couple of things to mess with here, like this top secret glass tube. You can make Pac-Man check it out, and normally he looks confused. But if he's extra angry, just watch this.
I think I'd be scared too.
Shoot this beaker right here for a secret power pellet, but don't shoot the green one. Also, another pretty funny thing is this office chair. Next room is this big door. If you remember that important code under the frying pans, then you shoot these door slots in the right order as Pac-Man is examining the door. The door opens and now begins the fight with the gum monster.
Is this where all the kids' gum was going?
At first, I didn't know how to hurt the monster. You need to figure that out though. Otherwise, it'll grab Pac-Man and slam him to the ground. And that's a loss. I noticed that you could shoot it in the face. And, yeah, that's actually what you're supposed to do. It doesn't look like it's working, but it is. You have to keep it coming, and fast. But if you're too fast, you won't pull the slingshot back far enough. Also, if you lose too many times and have no more power pellets, That is a game over.
On the Super Nintendo version, this is a pretty intense fight. But for some reason, on the Genesis version, it's pretty easy to kill the gum monster.
I did this one after the SNES version, so I knew what to do. Whoa! Look at the gum monster's face. Genesis does what Nintendo don't. So, when you defeat the gum monster, the ghost witch is crying behind her window, and the ghost monsters are cowering away. We then have a movie scene with a crying ghost witch who says,
"No, you chewed up my gum monster. You'll pay for this, Pac-Man. I'll be back."
I chewed up your gum monster. Thank you.
The Ghost Witch of Nator. Oh, that's where she's from. Ran away with her ghosts to plan her next wicked scheme.
Alright, Pac-Man, yeah!
Way to go, Pac-Dude. Hey, where's our gum?
You then see Pac-Man at his home with his family cheering him on, and Pepper gives him a kiss. Yeah, peace.
I hope he finally has some.
After the credits, Pac-Man tells you bye-bye. Then tosses you a piece of paper. On the Super Nintendo version, you get Japanese text, a picture of a monkey, and the words Mandrill Club. You see the Namco sign. Then, you can read the piece of paper that Pac-Man tossed you, which reads, "Great job, you beat the game. But you didn't find many of my world's secrets. Play the game to keep your current percentage, and try to explore my world more thoroughly. Finish the game with a higher percentage to get a special password." Both versions of the game have a PS at the bottom of the letter, telling you what buttons to push while the game is paused to check your completion percentage. Turns out you could actually do this the whole time, and you don't have to beat the game to use this function.
And that's where I call it quits. The juice isn't worth the squeeze trying to get 100%.
You only unlock a few things like a pattern test, a sound test, and a time trial. Meh.
Well, I really do enjoy this game, honestly. Even back when I rented it in 1996. Namco took a risk and created a fun, interactive cartoon world where you could explore and find clues, and it's fun to do just that.
And it's really cool that this game came out on both the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo, so both camps could guide Pac-Man through this cartoon land.